Hi guys, and welcome to Rufus and Doofus. Chico here over at the motor home today, and Rufus is not here because it is raining outside and he don't like the rain. He is kind of a wuss. Yeah, but he's doing great. I know you guys have been asking a lot, and I've been telling you, Rufus is doing great. The vet we found is phenomenal, and Rufus is no longer scratching. His fur is coming back. He's just absolutely wonderful. But what am I doing over at the RV on a rainy day? Well, I like being over here. It's very nice, cozy, very comfortable, quiet. I don't have a TV here yet, but if I did, I'd probably be over here most of the time. I'm really getting anxious to leave. I just, between this health thing, got to get this leg done. That's taken forever, and just almost done getting rid of stuff, but I still have some. Now, that leads me to another thing. I have a Harley for sale. It's a 208 Ultra Classic Anniversary Edition. It is in really good shape. The miles that are on it are all good miles. They're long rides, riding around the country. And the bike has been maintained by the dealer, an occasional oil change by myself, but mostly by dealers. So it's in really fantastic shape. And I told you why I can't take it, guys. I mean, I made a commitment to Rufus. And when I go places, I want to be able to take Rufus. I can't, if I'm on the road, it's hard enough doing it here to go on the road, having Rufus at home, and taking an overnight trip is next to impossible unless I get somebody to watch Rufus or bring him to an overnight place. So, that's not the way we're gonna roll. We're not gonna do that. Rufus is with me. I'm not gonna be cruel to him and leave him locked up in an RV all day. If I can take him with me in my vehicle, which at this time is a GMC pickup 1500. It's a plain Jane, but it's a good truck. Still got a lot of miles left on it. But yeah, if somebody's interested in that bike, let me know. I will PM you some pictures. We'll make a good deal. I know it's a 208, but hey, it's in great shape and it's got plenty of life left in it. So let me know on that. What's new? As you guys know, yesterday we baked some bread, and then I made an idiot out of myself with my glasses on my head, wondering where I put them. Well, I'm just glad that we found them, or I found them, or somebody found them, but they were on my head. Go figure. Wow, last place I would have looked. So we did some bread, and you guys know that I went on a test drive after having replaced the distributor, the coil pack, and the sending unit. Now, the only thing that really needed to be replaced at that point was that sending unit. The coil pack and the distributor was up for grabs, but guess what? Everything else in the ignition system was new. Why not replace those items, make sure that they were going to last for another 100,000 miles, and that's what I did. They were not expensive to do, but the distributor, I must admit, was a bear. Now, you're probably wondering why I haven't put up a distributor for a video for the distributor. Well, I can tell you why. Because when I was filming it, I had so much footage that editing it became a nightmare. And I didn't want to go without having something up there, so we started on the sending unit and I videoed that. So it's out of order. When I post the distributor video, I will say it again, that it is out of order. It should have been before all the happenings with dropping the fuel tank and the sending unit and all that such. So just remember that. But I do have a pretty good video on it, the procedures for changing the distributor on your own, whether it be that you mark it so you don't lose your point of registration so that you drop it back into the same place, or if for some reason you had the distributor out and you crank the engine and then now you don't know where the hell you are. So we went over that part too, because that happened to me. See, I went to drop it in, it didn't catch, and I cranked the engine and then I didn't know where I was. So we had to go to the original method of putting a distributor in on an engine that you don't know where the crank is, or the position of the pistons, or top dead center, whatever you want to call it. So that's coming up. That video is coming up. Now, also wanted to answer a bunch of questions that people have left comments on and such. Okay, why am I constantly repeating myself over this fuel issue? Well, for those of you that know, that have been here for a while, you know that it started a long time ago, and I ended up going to this guy named Ulf who screwed things over and messed things up even worse than they were. And he took a long time doing his mess up jobs. I mean, I would leave the rig there for 3-4 weeks at a time. So things were not getting done. I was very discouraged, very unhappy. But we got through that. And then when I finally got it back, you all know what happened there, okay? It was a mess, blah, blah, blah. And I keep repeating this. Yes, I know, but you have to understand that's what really caused most of the problems. So finally, after a lot of crap and trying to correct his problems and a lot of help from a guy named Jeff, I ended up dropping the tank myself the final time and putting in the brand new sending unit, which should have been there but obviously got destroyed. And everything is working beautifully now. But there was a problem that wasn't fuel related. It was exhaust related, and we found that. And yes, the exhaust was the problem. Did we find anything major? No, we did not. But once we removed the muffler, the vehicle ran extremely well. So just so you guys know, okay, that's what the problem was. It was an exhaust problem, and yes, it was a blockage of some sort. And, you know, who knows what it was in there, but it was definitely restricting the exhaust. Now, it wasn't all the time. It was intermittent. It was like the stuff was accumulating and then blocking the exhaust, and then after a while it would settle down when it didn't run, and you know how it is. It's a double pipe, so who knows, maybe there was something that was down and then go up, but whatever it was exhaust. So now that problem is taken care of. Do I have a muffler on there now? No, I do not, but it will have a muffler on it very soon. Actually, I like the way the vehicle sounds right now with the muffler off. I mean, there's such a long run of tube there that it's quiet. It sounds like a high-performance Mustang is what it sounds like. I keep saying that. I actually like the sound a lot. But guess what? You know, if I pull into a campground in the middle of the night, maybe I don't want to have something that's quite that noisy. It's no noisier than a diesel, I'll tell you that. Much quieter than a diesel. Much, much quieter. And it does not in any way, shape, or form sound like it doesn't have a muffler, just so you guys know. Okay, some other people have picked on the fact that there is a slight exhaust leak on one of the exhaust manifolds. I may or may not address that, okay? From what I gather, there's a lot of RVs, especially Fords out there, that have a slight leak on the exhaust manifold. And I am going to do my best to address that, okay? Only because so many people have brought it up, it's like now I'm paranoid. But yeah, I'll probably end up taking care of that one way or another, even if it takes putting a new exhaust manifold on it, because there are some good deals out there on exhaust manifolds. I mean, it's basically cast iron, and it's on the passenger side that I have this problem. So for me, I'm half deaf. I can't even hear it. But for some of you guys out there, which are nitpicky as hell, by the way, but I love you all. I love you all. I really do. Yes, it's going to get addressed. Really, there's no other performance issues at all, and I can't call those two things performance issues. There are none. Everything is really, really in tip-top shape. I'm thinking about putting some LED lights in, and I've been over here, you know, looking and how I want to do it and such, and I just haven't come up with an idea that I really like. I have some LEDs that are red, green, and blue with the remote, and I think they would be nice going down the passenger side of the rig, from the front probably down to the door, maybe a little beyond. I don't know. But those would be on a remote, so they would contribute to some illumination in the RV, but mostly they'd be for just, you know, conversation piece or a little bit of entertainment. Maybe at some point down the road, hook them up to one of those little gadgets that modulates with music, so we get, you know, flashing lights with the music. Go back to my old disco days, you know. You guys are probably sitting there going, oh my God, the guy's got like no taste whatsoever. And you're probably right, because I don't have any taste. Okay? So, okay, music. Now that leads to another situation. I have the old original radio that was in there, and they messed around with the speakers up front. They work, but, you know, they're old. So I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice to get myself like a Kenwood or something that was Bluetooth with the SD card, with the Pandora capability, with the whole 9 yards? Then I could have my phone coming through the speaker system, Bluetooth capable. I think that would be a great addition. I checked them out. They're not really expensive. It might be a bit of a bear trying to get it into the dashboard. I'm not really sure how this dashboard comes apart. If any of you guys got a Damon Intruder out there and have had occasion to remove the dashboard or do any work within the dashboard, please give me a shout. Let me know. Maybe we could talk on a phone or something, or whatever, private message, and you could give me an idea of how this dash comes off. I'm sure I'll get it off, but it's easier to do if you know what you're doing or somebody has done it prior to you. So that's something on the list. What other cosmetic things? Oh, I'd like to put a nice brand new fantastic fan in. I have a vent right here, right over my head almost, a little bit that way, right over where the center of the rig, where the couch is. It's just behind the passenger and driver's seat. Nice vent, doesn't leak. It's always open. It's got the rain shield up on top. I like it. It keeps the rig ventilated very nicely. But I would like to put a fantastic fan in there with maybe the rain sensor for the up and down. I've heard that once that rain sensor comes down, it will not go up automatically. You have to do that manually. So I don't know. Maybe we'll forgo the rain thing and just keep the rain shield that we have there. Don't know. Any suggestions on that, or if you guys have any experience with the fantastic fan, the variable, thermostatically controlled, that's the one I want to put in there. So yeah, lots of plans, and guess what I really like is that these plans don't include maintenance. Yeah, everything's been done, really. What was the hardest thing I did? I would have to say that the hardest physical thing I've done on the rig is the gas tank. That was hard physically. It was very a heavy tank. It was slightly on the dangerous side. So that was one of the ones that really I would have to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 as a 9.5 bear. Yeah, that was a bear. What was the most mind challenging, the most intellectually challenging one? I would have to say that was the problem that I had with the battery control center, where the coach batteries would drain and the chassis battery would drain, and I wasn't getting proper charging. Now, there's a circuit board at the battery control center, and there's 2 relays. And the most important one there is an isolation relay. And I traced it back to the isolation relay that was not working properly. So I changed the isolation relay, and it was still not working properly. And the guy at Intellitech, I think is the name of the company that makes it, still would not agree with the reading that I was getting. I told him, I said, I'm getting this reading, and I don't think it should be there because I'm getting a residual voltage to that isolation solenoid. Always, constant. It never goes off. Oh, no, that's normal. Well, I ended up talking to his supervisor because I could tell that something was wrong. And as a matter of fact, that slight leakage of voltage, which was 5 volts going to the coil of the isolation center, isolation relay. Am I making any sense? I'm getting a little deep here. If I lose you, clobber me. But anyway, there was a constant 5 volts on that isolation relay. Turned out I had a bad circuit board. The circuit board was not closing down that circuit completely as it should have. Now that's all tied into the emergency start switch. Okay, so that when you push the emergency start switch, turn the key, it draws power from the house batteries. Okay, it completes a circuit there, which goes right to the chassis battery, which assists the starting of the vehicle. Once you let that switch go, that relay is supposed to, the isolation relay is supposed to drop out and again segregate the 2 circuits. Well, guess what? It was dropping out, but I always had that 5 volts that was still there, and it was actually actuating that solenoid a little bit, so it didn't really drop out the way it was supposed to, which ended up killing both my batteries. Problem solved, though, when I got that new board. So that was my most intellectually challenging problem, and electrically they usually are. Fortunately, all the other little problems, plumbing stuff, you know, little things here and there, a monitor panel that was giving me a little headache, changing the LED changing over to LED lights, all went really smoothly. So I'm pretty happy about that. But all those things are done, and now I can maybe work on some creature comforts or luxuries. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, somebody out there wants to know if I'm still settling the rig. Well, actually, lots of somebodies. Yes, I am. And I'm not in a rush, though. I probably, more than likely, will leave with this rig simply because it's not easy to sell an RV this size, you know? So I know what I need to get as far as a price. I'm not going to give it away. It's a beautiful RV. It's going to serve me just fine. It's just real big for Rufus and I. Now, where I am sitting and looking back, all I need is to where the bathroom door starts. That's really all I need. That is more than enough for me and my dog. Because guess what? My dog, the couch has got a blanket on it because that's where he loves to sleep. And sometimes he doesn't even want to be there. He wants to be in the floor here. He knows he's not allowed in my bed, okay? He doesn't go into the bathroom because he doesn't shave. That's because his hair fell out without shaving. You know how he looked. But now he's doing good. So, you know, he doesn't use the microwave and he doesn't grab stuff out of the fridge. And he's a very good dog. So he's got the passenger seat all to himself. If I get something smaller, he's still going to have a passenger seat. He's still going to have a little place to sit, a couch, and he's also going to have a floor. So what do I need the other 8 feet of this rig for? I don't. So that's why I want to make a little bit of a downsize. It'll also make it a lot easier for me to get in and out of places that this won't. Okay, now I've always wanted to do the boondocking thing out in the country and such, and things of that nature. And boondocking with this, when you're out in the country, is a picnic. I mean, sure, you got your whole house, and it would be very, very comfortable. But you know, for the little places, for maybe going shopping and stuff like that, and maybe staying at a Walmart, yeah, there's plenty of room. But I just think it would be so much easier in a smaller RV, you know, Class C, maybe 23 foot, maybe 28 foot. The other thing is that it would probably be more maneuverable, I would think. I got to test drive one yet. I haven't test drive one of the Class C's. And I was thinking of something else, but it just left my mind. It was right there. God, I'm getting old. Damn, but at least I know where my sunglasses are today. So why don't I end it at that? If you guys have any questions at all, any suggestions, please drop a comment, private message me, whatever. I have been doing a lot better answering my comments now that a lot of the pressure's off. I've got a little break from the medical. I've got a break from the things that are broken here. They're not broken anymore, so that fuel thing was really bothering me. So I have more time to do that, and my mind is a little bit more at ease. So that's all good news. But please drop me some comments, some ideas, some suggestions. I'll get back to you. I've made quite a few friends in the last few months through this RV channel and the RV community, and I really enjoy talking to the guys and girls. It's a lot of fun. Talking to someone that you've got a lot in common with makes for really great conversation. So, and by this I mean, like, you know, Rick the Static Nomadic, Paddy Wagon, Patrick from the Paddy Wagon, Shelly from Old Fart, New Fart. No, Old Fart, New Start. New farts aren't good. And who else? A bunch of guys, you know. So I really enjoy that. So don't forget to leave a comment. And now I'm rambling, and that's kind of crazy. I didn't win the lottery. Yeah, if I won the lottery, I'd probably be in here with a provost, a couple of drivers, and bartender, and the whole 9 yards. But that didn't happen. So believe it or not, it's 1.3 million coming up. I already went and got my tickets. Yes, I did. I bought 3 tickets, so $6 for 1.3 million, or some facsimile thereof. Got to take a shot, right? Hope you guys take a shot, and if you win, throw me a mill, will you guys? I'm really hurting about here. You know, I could use a couple of bucks. Just $1 million. Out of all that, you can afford it for a nice guy like me and his dog. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's so nice talking to you guys. And please subscribe. And if you like the videos, please give me a thumbs up. All right? You have a great day. Bye-bye.